Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guest is Executive Director of St. Louis Cathedral Concerts, Scott Kennebeck. And we were talking about the presentations, your concerts that are going to be in October and November, but then comes the big Christmas concert in December.
That's right, the big Christmas concert that everyone in St. Louis needs to come to. Yes, Christmas at the Cathedral. This will be our 12th or 13th year of doing these concerts, and it's such a joy to bring the music of the Christmas season and the Advent season to the people of St. Louis, and we just love doing it. It's going to feature the archdiocesan choirs, handbells, children, an orchestra. The main featured work is Rudder's Gloria, which is just an amazing piece. It's going to be a sonic blast in the cathedral because there's a lot of brass involved and things like that. So, but then there's also holiday sing-alongs with the audience, so they get to be involved, and it's just a great experience.
Yeah, I know that a lot of times when I've talked to you in the past, and you brought it up, and this time we talked about the acoustics of the Cathedral Basilica. Talk about that more. I mean, that experience of sound.
Well, it really is. It really is the original surround sound system. You know, they before the age of stereos and Dolby and all that kind of stuff. You know, when you go into the cathedral, these buildings were constructed with the idea of having music in them, and music that's uplifting and that can lead you to the spiritual realm. And that's really what Cathedral Concerts specializes in. You know, we want to bring programs that are uplifting and gives people a break from everything else that's going on around them. As we all know, things just continue to hit you day after day.
Yes.
And to get a respite from that, especially with the music that we present and the groups that we bring in, is really something special.
I was saying to you off camera, do you love what you do in the sense of being able to kind of curate a season of, is it everything, do you consider it sacred music with what you do?
Yeah, we're very niche. I mean, it is classical sacred music, but it's some of the most beautiful music that's ever been written, and people deserve the chance to hear that stuff performed live. And in a space like the cathedral, for which most of the music that the groups that we bring in, that's been written for that kind of space. You know, with the architecture and the art and everything in the cathedral that combines together, you add that one more element of music, and it's just it's transformative. It really is.
And utilizing the space, utilizing the basilica for that, as you mentioned, because this sound was meant to be heard in this type of setting.
And it's open for everyone to come into the cathedral and just experiencing these concerts that we bring in. The cathedral's always open for tours as well if you want to come in and just look at the mosaics. I mean, you could spend a whole day in there finding different things. I've been singing there since I was 8, and I see something different in the mosaics every time I'm up there. It's just amazingly rich.
Yeah. Well, we've covered kind of the first part of the season. Any highlights that people can look forward to for the 2017
Yeah, we've got some great things coming up. In January, we've got the Boston Camerata coming, which is a very famous group. But they're coming to do a fully staged medieval drama for us based on the book of Daniel from the Bible. It's called The Play of Daniel. So it's just going to be spectacular in the building. They've done it a couple other places. They're from Boston, so they've done it in a church in Boston, but they're going to do it for us, and it's just going to be spectacular.
So this is sort of theater and music.
Right, all combined. A liturgical drama that was written in the 400s. In France, and it's lasted all these years, and we're going to bring it here to St. Louis. So.
Wow. And what comes out? what comes after that? How do you follow that?
After that, we've got the Tallis Scholars, another quintessential English group coming to sing for us. They're the ones that started this whole renaissance of Renaissance music with these English groups. But they're going to be fabulous there in March. And then we kind of finish out our season at the end of April with a local production. We're bringing in an organ and brass spectacular with the French horn section of the St. Louis Symphony. And there's also going to be some, I've heard, I'm having this confirmed, but there's going to be some alpine horns involved, which are the real long from the cough drop commercial. You know? So those sounding in the cathedral are just going to be fabulous. And the organist is Andrew Peters from Second Presbyterian, one of our neighbors in the Central West End. So we're finishing out the season with a bang with an organ and brass spectacular.
That's great. That's great. Well, we've got the information for you on the screen. I mean, to get the full, information on the season, go to cathedralconcerts.org. That'll give you kind of the lineup for the 2016-17 season. But as we've talked about with Scott today, we've got the first part of that happening right this fall and into the winter. The American Boychoir, Stile Antico, and then the Christmas at the Cathedral concert, 2 concerts, an evening concert December 10th at 8 p.m. and then a matinee on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Thank you so much for being here. It's always great
Thank
to talk to
you.
you. I think it's just so interesting what you do. And
Well,
I
thank you. Thanks.
No, I think you've got to have one of those. I know it's difficult, your job sometimes, but just so great to be able to bring this kind of music to St. Louis.
Well, and we really just want to share it with everyone. You know, it is music that everyone deserves to hear and should be hearing.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
All right, well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.